What's happening, YouTube? Anthony on Power Rangers Lost Galaxy fan with another Super 7 Ultimates figure from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So today we are tackling Super 7's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Red Ranger with Jason and Rocky with those heads for those respective owners of the Mighty Morphin Red suit. Although most people are going to prefer Jason as red, some will prefer Rocky, but it doesn't really matter because as long as whoever's in the Red Ranger suit, you know, it doesn't really matter. Same to be said for black, yellow, and pink in their respective, suits, and who were the two different people behind those. So here we are continuing Super 7's Mighty Morphin reviews on my channel, and I wanted to take a look at Super 7's take on the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger, and with all the boatload of accessories that he came with, like Blade Blaster and all the different formations, then the Power Sword, then with the Red Ranger he comes with a duplicate of the Dragon Shield, because if you go by the source material of MMPR, Jason would have the Mighty Morphin, Jason as the original Red Ranger would have Tommy's Dragon Shield, because that was only an occurrence, occasionally during the time when Tommy had lost the Green Ranger powers the first time, and he would lend that shield to Jason, and then in a much later season 1 episode, he lent that shield to Zach for that one episode, leading into the end of going into the end of season 1. So we have Mighty Morphin Red with all of his stuff, plus the two different heads of one Rocky and one Jason. And I think they did a spot-on job doing the Mighty Morphin Red helmet. Well, we'll delve into more of that. So here's the front of the package of, all the contents that it came with, and then information about the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger and what he was all about. So here we go, and let's take a look at Mighty Morphin Red with everything that he had. It's morphin time. Okay, now that we got the Red Ranger out of the package, we're going to go over every single accessory that he had, because there were some that I had to, for the hands I had to take out of because the ball fists were the default. So here is the hands, all the different hands you can switch from for the Red Ranger, and depending on the mood that you want to switch in with, like, how he wants to pose with Blade Blaster, his Power Sword, or when he has the Dragon Dagger and the Dragon Shield on him when summoning Dragon Zord, as seen in like the final initial episodes of season 1 before the Zoo 2 episodes. Speaking of the Dragon Shield, we do have, like the Green Ranger figures, you have the interchangeable arms where you have the armbands sculpted in for when the Red Ranger has the Dragon Shield on him. So you have those arms ready to go. Then you also have the Dragon Shield. Now, the Dragon Shield is basically the same as what I had on the Green Ranger one, so there ain't really nothing different. So you got a shield just for the Red Ranger available right and ready. The Power Sword, you got a Power Sword that's unpainted, but it's like more like a dummy sword, so put that away. But just look at Super 7's effort on the Power Sword. So of all the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger toys I've gotten in the last decade, I say this is the best looking one I've seen so far. Second best being the Lightning Collection, Mighty Morphin Red Ranger with the Power, and looking at its Power Sword. Third being the Legacy figure and how that was done, and then that 5.5 inch, and then that 5-inch Action Hero Legacy figure, which was the Dragon Shield Red Ranger one, and how many Power Swords I've seen so far. But look at how much amount of detail was done on the Power Sword from Super 7's as opposed to Hasbro's. But Hasbro and Super 7 both did a great job on these, and actually, but you can tell how more transparent the gold is. The gold trims are on the sword, and even the Tyrannosaurus, Dinosaur coin on both sides of the sword, so that's great. You have a dummy Blade Blaster, which again, they're trying to harken back to the old 90s MMPR toys with this, where they had the sidearm and other weapons unpainted. Then you have this accessory, the Power Morpher, where you can briefly kind of get a good glimpse of the Tyrannosaurus coin on the Morpher, so you have that. Then you have when the Red Ranger is with the has the Dragon Shield on, doing the Green Ranger thing. You have his the Dragon Dagger at his disposal, but again, nothing is different from what I had before with the Green Ranger. but I think they put more gold on the, no, they're actually the same on both sides, so there really, again, is nothing really different. So, but I also did put the Dragon Dagger holster on the Red Ranger, so that accessory's already been been put on. So this is how it would look, because you got also the holster for his main sidearm, that being the Blade Blast. Also posed the Red Ranger to emulate his Tyrannosaurus Dinozord, so I did that for like thumbnail purposes. You get also for, when you get all 5 of the core Mighty Morphin Rangers, they do come with power crystals, that they used only during the first season, and when they would use it to activate the Megazord. So that's great. Where was that accessory from the Lightning Collection? Then we have the 3 different formations of the Blade Blaster. Main, but what is this? A midi blade formation, and then you got the blade sword formation. So you got the blade, sword, main gun formation. So you got those 3. But I do say that this is, but you can get a little good glimpse for like all the other Rangers. Also, you get to see some of the Power Rangers title on the sides of the gun, but I don't know if that's quite sure, because Hasbro, they wasn't sure if they can be able to make this accurate to the show enough. But I say that Super 7 got this just right on their versions of these toys, because I'm just like, man, they did everything that I wish Hasbro's Lightning Collection did. Not saying Super 7 did a better job, but like, Hasbro could have learned a thing or two from this, but I guess, well, what the heck. It is what it is, So we'll put a Blade Blaster inside the holster of the Red Ranger for safekeeping, so that way nothing happens to that blaster later on. So, yeah, because I'm just like, so far so good on these figures, and yeah. And now, last but not least, we take a look at some of the most important thing is the civilian heads for Jason and Rocky. They both got the same hair color, but it could have been different for one of the two. Now, I don't know. Now, Rocky, it makes sense. His skin is supposed to be of that of, him being Mexican, Latino. So it makes sense for him to have this skin tone. Jason, I don't know why the heck they made his face all pale. Like, what's up with that? I mean, his face was never this white before, but I mean, as opposed to what I saw on the civilian head for him in the Lightning Collection, it was just about right. But I just think that Super 7 wanted to go and just, I don't know. I mean, again, they both do look like Austin St. John and Steve Cardenas as Jason and Rocky, respectively. 2 of whom that would be like, gold and blue and Zeo. So, and Tommy being red and Zeo. So now we got 3 Zeo Rangers, or 4, 5 future Zeo Rangers, but former Mighty Morphin Rangers. But again, they will always be MMPR here, because again, Super 7 only wanted to do MMPR and nothing else. Now let's take a look on the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger figure and how they did it. First, let's take a look at that helmet. But man, for decades, every time there was a new Mighty Morphin Red Ranger figure release, for some reason, Bandai, Hasbro, any other company, including Playmates so far, from what I've noticed at the time of this recording, has gotten the Red Ranger's helmet just right. Even Super 7 got it right, and a few other toy companies as of lately finally got the helmet right. But I think this was a decent, better screen authentic Mighty Morphin Red Ranger helmet, because every other variation of the helmet over the years, we never got that Tyrannosaurus visor right. Every other time we had that visor, it was always looking squinty, but again, they finally got this right. And I know Hasbro did it in the Lightning Collection for like the metallic armor, and the recent Lightning Collection remaster figures for the 30th anniversary 2 years back. But even though the Super 7 figures came out before the 30th anniversary, but I'm just like, wow, I'm surprised they actually got this right. no screw ups on the visor or anything. They managed to paint in the teeth and sculpt the teeth in of the Tyrannosaurus, and yeah, they got every detail on the helmet right, just about right, close enough. And then we need to take a look at, and I do love the shade of red on the Red Ranger. This is very reminiscent of the Red Ranger's shade of red in the Lightning Collection release, but though this is kind of better than the Lightning Collection one. I mean, I don't know if it's possible if you can take this helmet off, take the Super 7 helmet off, and put it on the Lightning Collection body. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe after the review I'll probably figure if that will work or not. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I really like how they did this figure so far. Okay, so let's take a look at some articulation. As you should know, only the head can go up and down, and you can turn. There is no neck articulation because the neck is sculpted to the figure, so you can't turn the necks around freely if you want to. Just only the heads, you know. So you have that. Abdomen crunch, and I've also noticed my Mighty Morphin Red Ranger's chest area is a little lanky in some places. Like, they really, you know, just making sure it's not broken or anything, because this is a brand new figure and I just got this. Now, the arms were just difficult on this guy because, like, I don't know why on my Mighty Morphin Red Super 7 figure, why is the Red Ranger's arm so hard to turn and articulate? And, well, on this arm, you know, it's kind of okay on this one. But this one I had a hard time with turning because I'm scared I'm about to break this. So I gotta be careful with this because Super 7's figures are very fragile. Elbow crunch, as you would expect. The elbow crunch is like the rest of the other figures, but this one probably has some really difficult elbow crunching and posability on the arms. So again, I gotta be careful with the joints on the elbows and the arms. Legs are what you would expect from Super 7, up and down, but you can also spread the legs out, so you're not really going to do much posability with the legs much. Knee crunch is not that good on this, but I just don't understand why. It's a little stiff, and yeah, and then also the lower legs are a little loose here too. It was like, what's up with that? I mean, you can turn his legs around and loosely. Ankle pivots is good, but again, some leg movement and stuff is a little loose. So now let's take a look at the Red Ranger with the power sword in hand. So gotta have that signature battle weapon of his. And there you go. You got, well, the Red Ranger's power sword is about to fall out of the hand, and I swear I screwed the hand port in all the way. So, and then let's stand him up, pose him, see how he is with the sword in his hand. So there you go. That's it for my review on the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. Yeah, this is a decent figure, even though 5 years ago I did the Lightning Collection figure. Here I am 5 years later, Super 7. And yeah, so now let's see how he stacks up with the two Tommies, green and white. Even though green is yet again the glow-in-the-dark one, I can see if I had the regular one. Yeah, and also that's another thing I have to point out. These Super 7 figures don't stand very well on this background. Let's see how he stands with the other Mighty Morphin figures I do have of Tommy in green, Tommy in white. So far I got all of the Mighty Morphin Rangers together, even though I've already bought them already if you see my social media feed, and this is how he stacks up with, you know, Jason / Rocky stack up with Tommy in his two forms. Either you want to do Tommy as the White Ranger standing with red, or usually Season 1 Jason and Tommy. You know, pick your poison on that one. Even though, again, everybody knows Jason and Tommy, you know, they fought, and then they became friends, and then, yeah, because this is your Season 1 representation, so take the Green Ranger out, or if you want Mighty Morphin White Ranger representation, Rocky and Tommy, you know, white and red, and there you have it. And just try to keep the figures together. So So yeah, so Mighty Morphin is almost done, so stay tuned for my next few Power Rangers Super 7 reviews on the other Mighty Morphin Rangers. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time with a brand new review.